And we're live.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to another episode of Darkness in Dublin for the Demon venue, as depicted on the screen before you. Demon the Fallen. As we begin this particular event, I have a question to ask my two players. Chris, Saskia, did Lil come quietly, or were the shackles required?
I don't even know what's going on, so I think that is something that we're gonna play out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where we're going.
In that case, Chris, the portal dropped you off outside the tyrant's estate, but you are now free. It's not exactly difficult for you to locate Leo. The little pendant you were given, the little object, is tugging in your hand in the direction of where she is.
Woohoo!
So you make your way there, and as you arrive at her approximate location, say within a city block, we shall start.
Okay. Just for clarification of where you are, I think Lil just got dropped off home by Gunther. So she is probably standing outside in the street smoking a cigarette. This is one of the more what shall I say, crime-loving streets of Dublin, where there is this old kind of rumbling apartment block that looks like it's had better times, in which apparently Lil lives. So this is sort of the atmosphere that you're coming into.
Well, luckily, Brian's car is not anything resembling super new, which means it's not likely to be robbed.
No.
But as soon as the tugging gets him close, especially with Lil outside smoking a cigarette, he'll park his car probably on the shoulder of the road if it allows parking on the shoulder.
We'll say that it does.
Why not? Right, yeah.
I mean, in a bad part of town, it's very likely. He'll get out of his car and lock the doors.
Smart.
And he'll check both ways of the road before crossing. Because, oh god, I don't want to get hit by a vehicle. But no compunctions against jaywalking.
Jaywalking isn't actually a crime in any part of Europe or the civilized world. Yes, that was a dig at the Americans.
Yeah, well, here. Well, that's because the rest of the world believes in sharing the road.
Yes, we're epic like that.
Yep.
As it was originally intended. America, change your laws. The road was originally meant to be shared, not for vehicles only.
To the point.
Anyways, and so he'll, go and approach Lil with a cigarette in his mouth. And, hey, looks like you're better than you were.
Yeah, same to you.
Well, I had gotten something for you to make you feel better, but apparently not going to be needed. But it did help me find you.
Okay. Can I have it?
Well, since it's not needed, I think it'd probably be best to return it.
Cool. I don't like it when people have things that they can find, that they can use to find me. So I'd like to have it.
How would I take you to the person who gave it to me? Because the individual does wish to talk to you.
Who's that?
A mutual friend?
I don't have mutual friends with you.
How about a mutual acquaintance?
I'm not going anywhere unless I know where you're taking me. Lil's hand will go towards her pockets. Look, I'm glad that you're okay, right? So there's been some shit, and I'm sure we need to discuss it at some point. But I have a phone call to make, and
It's also to
I.
discuss the individual who was making agreements with people they shouldn't.
Well, that's his business, not mine.
Well, you know more about it than I do. And so it'd be nice if you'd go talk about it so that way everyone knows what's going on.
To whom?
Brian will check up and down the street, see if anyone is around.
There is indeed a few people lingering about. Most of them look to be in like late stage drunkenness, and you can see one person in an alley, like what seems to be a used syringe, like they're actively spoon out lighter. They're getting ready to get high.
This is the good life.
So, no one that will actually be bothered by anything, unless you go full APOC, then they will notice. But if you do anything mundane, no one will notice.
Or probably care, even if I pulled out a gun and started firing.
The drunks will notice. The heroin addicts will not.
Yeah, and the drunks probably won't care. They'll probably think it's another Tuesday
Lil
night.
lives in an area in Dublin where people don't necessarily get that alarmed when they hear gunshots.
Yeah,
true, but there aren't that many guns in Dublin.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
I'm trying to remember his name. Anthony?
Oh, yes. Simon.
It's Simon we need to talk to.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Lil will sigh, get into actually her other pocket, pulls out her phone, shows a very long list of calls that have not been accepted, shows it to him. I have tried telling him things. I am done telling him things. I don't owe him anything. He doesn't owe me anything. I'm done with that guy. Thank you, but no.
Well, we need to go talk to him.
No.
And it'd be nice if you came willingly, came of your own accord.
Are you threatening me?
No, I am not. Yeah.
At this point, you will feel that object in your hand has just changed shape. It now feels more like a long piece of string.
Yep.
I forgot to get my character sheet up, but working on this now. Lil's hand will, she'll put the cell phone back, but both hands go in both pockets.
I'm not threatening you, but you do need to come.
No, I do not need to come. I am not part of his so-called group.
And right now, it doesn't have anything to do with the group. It has to do with what's threatening the town.
That's all cool. If he wants to talk to me, he can come and visit me, or he can call me. I've tried reaching out to him. It's his turn now. No. I'll see you later, okay? And It's nothing personal. It's not against you. So, see you, mate.
This is him reaching out.
Lil will start walking away.
And Brian will follow. Lil?
She's not going inside anyway, by the way. She's deliberately walking past her apartment block. She's not going to show Brian where she lives.
Yeah. Lil?
By the way, as you start walking past, you walk past the front door. And you keep going for maybe a minute.
Past what front door?
The main door into the building.
She's not going into the building.
No. As in, you walk past the door that would have led you into the building.
Okay. Yes, check.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And about a minute after that, well, what are you guys going to do in the space of a minute between you passing in front of the door and Thing?
Please stop following me.
You need to go, and
I do not need to go.
Yes, you
And
do.
you are stalking me right now, and I don't need another stalker. And
Bang! Leo's apartment has just exploded.
What? You know Karul is in that apartment, right?
If he is, he's not any longer. Although, since I didn't know he was in the apartment, I will have to. Okay. In that case,
I mean, even if he's not right now, Lil is gonna assume he's in that apartment.
Yeah, I'll have to give Jesse the chance to say that he wasn't in there, since he's not here to defend himself. So I'll be fair. Karul was out buying groceries.
Yeah, he was probably just getting late for someone and not at home.
This is
fine. I mean, Lil does a double take. She looks up. She screams like really loudly. She's forgotten all about Brian, but the gun is in her hand, and she's going to run into that building.
People are starting to barge their way out of the building. You do notice a couple of things in the immediate aftermath of Boom. The main thing you notice is that the fire that's currently pluming out of where the windows were is a bright acidic green. It is immediately recognizable to those of you who are in the werewolf scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We need to talk to Simon and regard stuff like that.
I mean, Lil is definitely not listening to you. She ran into the building.
And Brian's following her.
She's shouting her brother's name. She's running up the stairs. She's pushing people aside. Even though she only has one strength, so she probably gets kicked over a couple of times.
Yeah.
She really doesn't give a crap. She is fighting, probably even shooting in the air at some point to get everybody to clear the way so she can go up the stairs and find her brother.
At one point, you almost run over an elderly woman with a handbag. She swings it, and when she hits you in the shoulder, it really hurts. It takes you a moment to realize that under her other arm there is a large black cat, and going by the clanking sound, her handbag is full of tins of cat food.
That's all cool. She's not even gonna get that look. It's just like, ow, this hurts, and runs on. This is her brother we're talking about. You know her nature, and this is her brother.
Yeah. When you get there, something very interesting has happened. There is a man in a dark suit and a bulletproof vest. The suit jacket is open and there's a bulletproof vest there. And on the left side of the vest, immediately over the heart, is a symbol that I will need you to roll Intelligence Legacy to recognize.
I don't have Legacy.
In that case, you can roll. No, actually, you won't.
I guess I'll
Brian,
make the roll.
Yep, Brian, make the roll, please.
Yep, open up Discord. Oh god, Discord is updating. Oh god, why?
No.
I do have Dreams of the Past, if that helps anything, but...
what does that do again?
What's the merit that... Let me look it up, because I wrote all my merits nicely down somewhere. When dreaming, your character is able to recall especially vivid memories of the Age of Wrath, dredging, recollections from deep in her home's body, subconscious.
I will,
No
in that
controllable
case,
memories. Yeah, something tonight maybe.
I will let you have. I will let you make a flat intelligence roll.
Okay.
5624.
So what was that?
5624.
Yeah. No, that's not going to be enough.
Intelligence.
Is it the symbol of one of the legions?
No, not quite.
Okay.
661.
661. Damn it, neither of you recognize it. Okay. In that case, there's just a man in a suit and a bulletproof vest standing in front of the doorway. When you look over his shoulder, there's about 5 or 6 more people in there, like walking through the flames like it's nothing. And they're just, you see one of them grip an entire bed and just flip it over with one hand. And then, just as you get to the door, you hear one of them shout out, "He's not here." At that point, Sass, Leo will reach the door. And the man.
She'll hold her gun up to him. The fuck are you doing in my house? No, wait, actually, sorry. Rewind. Because Lil is not an idiot. I mean, she's not completely an idiot. She hears she's not here.
Yep. He's not here.
He is not here. Yeah, he is not here. If it was she is not here, then it was that he's not here. It's kind of weird because, you know, Karul wasn't in the entire world. But okay. Hey, whatever. She's gonna stop. Can she see how many people there are, actually, or can she hear that?
Due to the bits of broken wall, you can see about 6 people.
Okay.
All of them in identical suits with identical bulletproof vests.
Okay. She is gonna make a run for it. She's gonna turn around and run away.
Okay.
Because she's not an idiot. And she cannot take 5-6 people on her own. And if her brother is not there, if she'd seen him, things might have been different. But she doesn't see him. They're yelling he's not here. She's going to presume that he's not here. And run like fuck.
Okay. From Brian's perspective,
I'm not quite sure if they're seeing her, but you know.
Oh yeah, they've noticed you, but they're not giving pursuit. From Brian's perspective, when she runs away, the guy who's blocking the doorway looks directly at Brian, nods, and then does with a clenched fist, he puts his clenched fist over that symbol in what you can tell is a salute. Like arm across the chest, fist over the symbol.
Yeah. Okay. I guess Brian's going to have to steer Lil. Brian's going to attempt to grab Lil.
Oh, that's really fun.
I mean, I take it I can see that coming since I'm running right at him, right?
One would assume so. Or at least you're anticipating some fucker trying to grab you.
Mm-hmm. And then I will add all my fates to activate a couple, not all, of my APAC forms. Of my APAC abilities. That is 7666. That's funny. And
the dice roll of the beast.
Yeah, right? I'll activate my enhanced senses, enhanced intuition, and my enhanced dodge.
Would be grabbing her be Dex Brawl or Strength Brawl?
I'm going to say that to actually grab her will be Dex Brawl.
Dex Brawl, yeah.
Okay.
Because Strength Brawl will be to actually control the grapple.
And I will use Dex Dodge to evade.
I think it's yeah, roll that. I think it's meant to be Dex Athletics at the moment.
Yeah, it is, but it's kind of funny because you do have improved dodge, but you don't actually have the dodge skill.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dex Athletics.
I'll have to write up a
variation
homebrew rule, house rule thing.
So that is my dodge decreased by 2. So I
have 6 successes.
Oh boy, I only have 5 dice for this.
Oh, this will be funny. This is where she gets 5 10s in a row. You realize that?
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this. That's the only way I can get 6 successes. Oh, I mean, it is difficulty 4 for me right now. So yes, 6 successes.
Okay. Defender wins. Leo just slips through your fingers.
Like you can literally kind of feel her hair as you try and grab her.
As your fingers are closing, you feel bits of her clothing just slip through your fingers just before they close enough.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna continue following her, but I'm going to roll for manipulate flesh to increase my dex.
Okay.
Hopefully this is not like stupid bad roll. I mean, I've got 5 dice. It can't be that bad, right?
Never make that assumption. Never ever make that assumption.
Yeah, like 3 dice triple botch.
Yeah,
2 successes.
Okay.
Okay. So that makes my dex now 5. So I guess he's going to try and grab her again because he needs to steer her to the car or wrap this damn chain around her. String.
Yep. If at any point you wish to try and use it, let me know because there are mechanics for it.
Okay.
I really am not going to spend any more willpower because I know I spent a lot of willpower on that, or in the scene with the werewolf.
And we haven't really gained a lot.
No, exactly. So it's like, okay, this one, yeah, sure, I'll have this one because it would just be too epic to get 6 successes on 5 dice.
6 successes again.
Oof. Yeah, then that probably will mean that you got me because, like I said, I'm not going to spend any more willpower. What I can do, though, not entirely done yet. Let me see. That could work with either that. No, that doesn't work with that, but that does work with the other one. Give me a moment. Lower of Wind, summon wind. Roll stamina survival. Number of successes rolled determines the strength of wind summoned. Depending on how the wind is used, the strength can be added as a number of automatic successes to an athletics roll. In this case, a dodge. Now, I do only have 3 dice for this, but I'm going to use Lore of Winds 1 to see if I can increase my, dodginess. I got 2 auto successes. So now I only need 4 successes on 5 dice. Once more, this is doable.
Especially at diff 4.
Yes, and I got 5 plus 2, 7 successes.
You bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, do you hate me yet, Anthony?
Might I recommend attempting to use the code?
Yes.
You know, maybe the tyrant should just be nice and give me a phone call instead of sending a flunky. Which is no offense to Brian, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Lil likes Brian. Just not like this.
For reference, if you use the length of cord, it's around 2 meters in length at full extension, and it's basically used like a whip. And you roll 15 dice.
What?
It's at diff 6, but you're rolling 15 dice.
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the power of relics.
Please don't die. Don't kill me.
Oh, and incidentally, Saskia?
Yes?
If you choose to use if this does catch you and you attempt to use any of your APOC form or evocation abilities to enhance your escape attempt, they are negated.
Wow.
Okay, so I guess he's going to try and use the cord relic.
Yep. I'm going to warn you, this thing can only be used once per day.
Hopefully it doesn't go bad.
No.
Okay, let's see how it goes. 9 successes? Oh, wait. 5 of them are 10s if it matters.
It doesn't, unfortunately.
Oh, that's good.
9. Oh, man. I'm so tempted. Because technically, if I get my 3 successes on my Lore of Winds again...
You could do it.
No. The only way I can do it at that point... Because is if I get another 5 successes on my normal dodge, and then have to spend a willpower point.
It is technically doable.
It is It would be kind of kick ass if I could pull this off. I am not gonna lie.
You could also.
I am very tempted.
If you pulled it off, I think the tyrant would just start weeping into a box of cornflakes.
You could also spend for the auto success on your Lore of Winds check. And then willpower.
Yeah, but I don't have... I honestly think if I would spend 1 more willpower, it would be a willpower 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't keep track of it yesterday, so it's kind of stupid. So I'm just going to assume that I was at half.
And if you ever reach willpower 0, you pass you fall unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you actually just lose all motivation.
Yeah, but I'll just run that as you just sort of blank for X amount until tomorrow.
But what I do have...
It's faith.
Exactly. I will spend a faith point on my Lore of Winds roll.
Which means you now only need 2 successes.
No, only 1. No, I will fail. I'm not going to make this. Oh, I got only 4 successes to dodge this.
Which is not enough, I think.
Nope.
Yeah, not enough.
Okay.
It's enough with 5 left over.
So,
in that case,
what, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, as Lul is summoning once more the winds, she'll hear something like sort of wrinkling around because this is a chain. She hears something wrinkling.
It's a length of cord. Length of cord.
Oh, cord. Sorry, it's a cord. So she hears like a whoosh as something is approaching her. She summons her winds, ducks to the side, and as the winds kind of grip her and pull her forward, kind of increasing her strength, the cord wraps around her waist, yanking her back, and with a smack, she goes on the ground, like pretty hard because she was going very fast.
And the instant you go thump, you feel all of your APOC form powers immediately cancel, and you feel your evocations drift slightly out of reach.
Which Brian will go to her, where the first thing he wants to do is get that gun away from her hand.
Yeah, because her hand is, like, she's probably dazed for like a second, but her hand will immediately go to the pocket where her gun is in.
Okay, both of you, please make an initiative roll.
I just need to quickly check my wits index. I think it was. Yeah, I got it right.
Barely!
Yeah.
+1 counts for purposes of government work.
Okay, so you got the gun away.
First thing I'm doing is I'm throwing the gun back to where her room is.
back to wherever those men were.
Yep. Not my problem.
You hear one of them catch it and just say, "Thank you, sir."
Yeah. And I guess I'll pick up Lil and start carrying her to the car.
Is she completely rolled up or something, or can she still try and fight?
She can still fight. The only difference is, no matter what you, it's going to take basically a contested mundane strength roll to try and pull the cord off you. And if he's holding the other end of the cord, you cannot, under any circumstances, pull it out of his hand or open his hand. You cannot make him release it.
That's fine. I can still kick his balls.
Yes.
Which is definitely what... Like, I mean, we don't need to roll this, because I know Lil stats. You don't need to know them. They're pathetic. She will definitely try and fight you. But you can completely, like, I don't know, whatever you want to do about it, you can do.
Well, when combined with Dex 5 and Strength 4 and Brawl 4 and Athletics 3, I'm pretty sure this is going to go very poorly.
One hit, man. One hit punch.
Especially
I don't know what... Just tell me what... Like Lil is trying to kick you or bite you, and she's screaming. She's trying to fight you.
Well...
Just whatever you want to do is fine.
Yeah, basically all he's going to do is, like, pick you up and take you to the car. Well, actually, wait, is there a portal nearby?
No.
Ugh.
The nearest portal is about 2 or 3 blocks away.
Anthony?
Yep.
I have my other hand still. My hands are still free, right?
Yes.
Cool. So, as you've picked her up and she's tried to, like, without really much chance, fight you, she'll stop fighting. And I think I need to make a Dex stealth to try and get my phone.
Do I have to look at what the emergency services number is in Ireland now?
No. Okay, she completely fails to do this silently. So, like, she's grabbing her pocket and kind of tapping with her phone against your cheek. But she'll try and ring the first number that's in her phone, which is the last number that she called, which is Gunther.
Okay. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Gunther for this scene, I believe.
Yeah, that was who our special guest was.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, as you ring, you get beep, 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 beep.
I mean, if there's like a voicemail, she'll quickly shout.
No, it just goes. He just does the engaged dial tone.
That's sad.
He's probably ordering pizza.
I mean, if Brian's not doing anything about it, she's just gonna keep trying to call him. Like, you know.
Is Brian at some point going to take the phone off her?
Yeah. I'll give it back to you when we're done talking to Simon.
Why the fuck are you doing this to me?
Because you have information that you need to tell Simon.
Look, I tried telling him. Now I don't want to anymore.
Come on. He'll carry her to the car. Just like that whole put her in the passenger seat while holding the thing.
I mean, she's not going to stop trying to escape, even if they're driving a car.
But is the thing long enough for her to be able to get out of the passenger seat?
Actually, technically, yes.
Oh,
if you're sitting in the driver's seat and she's in the passenger seat next to you, there's about a half meter she will be able to dangle out of the open passenger door. She won't be able to hit the road, but she will be dangling out of the side.
I'm just going to drive like 2 or 3 blocks to get to the thing.
Okay. You get to the nearest portal.
I mean, like, yeah, Lil is just going to kick open the door, and she's going to try and grab your steering wheel and try and get you to ram like a lantern or a mailbox or the front of a house. She doesn't care.
This woman has no sense of self-preservation.
No, she clearly doesn't.
Hi, I'm Saskia. You've met me, I believe.
Yes. Okay. Once you do get in some moderate safety after like bouncing off quite a few curbs, you manage to get to where the portal is approximately. You manage to get her out of the car without her escaping, presumably by dragging her through the car itself.
Probably, yes.
Once you at last, yeah. Once you get to the portal, those 6 men you saw are standing there waiting for you, and this time they all salute Brian. And yes, Leal will notice that all of the men who she presumably thinks might have bombed her house have all just given Brian what is quite evidently a military salute.
She'll just look at Brian. It's like, you fucking traitor.
He'll continue on to the portal.
Fucking traitor. You asshole. My brother could have been in my apartment. Do you realize that? You could have killed him. This is your fault.
4 of the men come over. One grabs each of her legs. One grabs each of her arms. And between them, the 4 men carry Leo through the portal.
Kick, bites.
I've got this lovely cartoon image of her like going, and trying to gnaw her way through them.
She's only exhausting herself. Like let's be honest.
Yeah. That particular portal that you go through leads you to a large open forest. You go through another one. That one in turn leads you to an art gallery. Another one that then takes you
art gallery. You said, right? So
art gallery. Yes, and another one. You emerge at one side of Stonehenge. You literally appear.
Just gonna try and kick one of these guys against like paintings, stone fucking henge. Like she's trying to kick one of these guys out by kicking her leg up and trying to get his head in between her leg and Stonehenge.
No, he's got a firm grip on you. Finally,
I think the lowest strength is like 4 in this group.
Yeah. They finally go to the last portal and emerge inside the tyrant's estate in a large room filled with mirrors.
Yeah, I think at this point Lil is no longer fighting because she's just exhausted.
Yes. They gently lower Lil to the floor. The 6 men do their salute, and they walk off. And you notice them walk through a different mirror from the one you just emerged from. So you guess there's at least one other portal here.
Do I still have that rope around me?
It's still around you, but you're beginning to notice it's weak. It's slackening. It's losing its power.
Okay. Trying to run through the same mirror as these guys do.
Twang.
Ow.
That happened because you simultaneously pulled the rope taut and bounced off the mirror at the same time.
Do I notice that it's slackening?
Yes, you can actually feel a coldness in your hand that you couldn't feel before.
Okay. I guess I'll just, like, pick up Lil and, like, do the fireman carry.
If it's slackening, if it's losing power, can I use my epoch form?
You cannot yet use your epoch form, but you can use evocations.
Huh.
Do I know which mirror to walk through?
You do, in fact, know that the third mirror on the left, with the small image of King Charles II, is the one to go through.
Okay. I'll be the one that I'll be trying to drag her to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and well, use Lore of Winds to get out of this again.
Oh God, I'd love to see
Nah,
you.
you know
Lord,
what?
I want to see you Fist of Air him through a mirror.
I was gonna say I was gonna do Fist of Air. They can take it. It's only bashing damage, so this is fine. And it's really only 3 dice. Like, this is the worst thing, Anthony. You have to realize that your powerful NPC got defeated by someone who could only roll 3 dice at the problem.
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh, sorry. I'm not being mean. Well, a little. I'm being a little mean, but...
Well, if I wanted to bring a really powerful NPC, Sass, I would just send the Tyrant at you.
I know, dear, I know. Yeah, there is 2 bashing that
okay.
you have to soak.
That's also
probably will.
That's also going to warrant a strength. That's going to warrant a strength brawl roll to keep hold of Leal as you are knocked about by the air blast.
Especially since I didn't soak it.
Wow. If I'm gonna punch out a Devourer, I'll be truly proud of myself.
Does Furious Strength apply?
Does it require you to be angry?
I don't know. The book just says Furious Strength.
Read it out to me.
I don't know how the specialization doesn't really have a description other than Furious Strength.
Oh, it just says Furious Strength. You know what? Yes, fine. I'll let it apply.
Especially since I did just take 2 levels of damage.
Yeah, that's actually fair. But yep, that'll apply.
Wow.
You don't roll a single 10.
I rolled 2 10s, but 2 1s. And 2 7s. So I still got 2 successes.
Yeah.
So can I counter that with the Dex Athletics?
It will be a strength brawl. Because you're trying to work, might force your way free using the warmth.
Okay, I will roll this. I will roll this for your sake.
If you somehow get more than 2 successes,
hon, I'm not capable of getting 2 successes. And I botched.
She botched.
Okay. What happens is she worms, and actually manages to reinforce your grip on her. You now count as having 4 successes in the grapple.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, fine. There's another Fist of Winds because it worked.
Right. I think by that point you've managed to get her through the mirror portal.
Oh, yeah. If he's just continuing walking, yeah.
Yep. You emerge in that room full of the filing cabinets, Brian. Sass, from Leal's perspective, you've just walked into an enormous warehouse full of hundreds and hundreds, perhaps thousands, of filing cabinets with a large desk at one end.
Brian
Or
will
as I'd like to
say,
call it, high school.
yeah. Brian will say, if you hit me again, I will slap you. I don't care if you're pretty.
3 successes. Sorry, rebel. If you do this, yes.
Soaked one of it. Okay.
You're now at 4.
Oh god. Oh god.
Okay.
Just to clarify, so when you entered the room, you used Fist of Air to punch him in the face. That's a correct assessment, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will be honest, this was mostly because he said, if you do.
Brian,
Yeah.
please roll 12 dice.
What?
What is the difficulty?
It will be diff 6, by the looks of it.
Does tens matter?
I don't believe they would in this situation.
8 successes.
Okay, that will work. In that case, Saskia?
Yeah?
Brian does not take any damage from the Fist of Air.
Okay.
Please soak 3 damage. As your
Okay.
Fist of Air is sent back at you.
Oh, sorry. Only 7 successes.
Still enough.
I take all 3.
So basically, what Brian saw was she went woof, and then it suddenly went woof, bang.
She technically still tried to hit him.
Yep.
If it's the thought that counts.
Yep. Walking from between the filing cabinets is the tyrant. And you can see a sort of golden shimmering energy drifting around the fingers of his right hand.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna hate myself for doing this, but Lil is ignorant. Oh, that's a botch.
To be entirely fair, that was him using Hand of Faith. It is a player power.
I know. No, I just tried to Fist of Air the tyrant, but I botched.
Oh god! In that case, yeah, you lose a faith, and his head will like twitch up because he sensed it. He's fairly certain what you tried. Because like he enters your sight line and then you attempt it again. Yeah.
I mean, she could have still aimed it at him, at Brian, like, you know.
Oh yeah, but he's fairly certain what you were attempting to do. I mean, you might have been targeting Brian, but why make these assumptions at the moment? Put her down, please, Brian. Rubbing his forehead. She's just take. I believe you. Oh yeah, there's no bashing. So okay. Put her down.
Yeah. So Brian will put her down. He'll hold on to the cord.
And yeah, this is the point that Lil is no longer really fighting because there's not much he can do.
The tyrant gets a little closer and then like goes down to one knee, so he's at eye level with Lil. Neil, do you know why you're here?
No. At first I didn't even know that I was asked to come here. You could have done it yourself. You could have phoned me. You could have answered your bloody phone.
Not really. And he takes from his pocket a little clear plastic bag filled with tiny, tiny fragments of phone.
There were still ways.
None that were sufficient. Brian here told me what you'd witnessed and what you'd done. And then I had to send him straight away.
What I've done?
Yes.
I haven't done
Your
anything.
neglect.
My neglect? I didn't do anything wrong.
You witnessed members of Cain's bastard family making bargains with creatures abominable, and you didn't see fit to report it.
I came here. I was not allowed in. I called you. I got no answer. I don't have any other way of reaching you. And sorry, after 20 phone calls, I say fuck it.
If I may quote a certain Miss O'Quinn, there are other ways.
Not when you're in some sort of a secret, crazy, weird-ass fort.
This place is necessary.
Sure, but I don't have the necessary key to this place.
He looks at you
my
genuinely
fault.
sad.
You are not.
Let me show you something, Will. Something I think you might have missed. Brian?
Yes?
Walk through a door. Any door.
And he will. Well, he'll offer the cord to the tyrant.
He'll take it. Question. What place in the entire city of Dublin would Brian most wish to be in right now?
Probably his car, to close the doors and lock them.
You open the door, and on the other side is the portal. Yeah, you can see through it. You can see the portal that is right by where your car is parked.
Yes. He'll go close and lock his doors.
And then when you come back, you come through that portal, and you re-emerge in the same door you've just come through.
Yeah.
The portals are psycho-reactive. If you had only trusted in me. The portals can take you where you want to go if you have sufficient desire.
Trust is earned, not given.
Not among our kind. It cannot be that way anymore. If we cannot trust each other, and the war was for nothing, because we've lost already. The one thing that differentiates us from the All-Maker is the fact he never shared. He expected all the faith, all the trust to go one way. I trust you all to act in this city to the good of it, and hope that you trust me in return. That trust, it would seem, was one way, and misplaced in my case. I trusted you to do what was right.
I wasn't the only one there. You can blame this all on me.
Were there any other demons there? Any other fallen? Any other with the rights? The duty to know better? Then why didn't you bring them too?
Because I had no fucking idea what and why I was needed here, so to speak. I was told that I needed to come along. Not why.
I shouldn't have had to send him. The moment you saw that creature, you should have come here and kicked at the gates until they opened. Screamed until You were heard.
After you shut me out, I was not the one to throw myself out of this place. You did that. Speaking of trust, why would I? You've given me no reason.
No reason.
You've thrown me out, and then you expect me to come running back to you?
You don't even understand what you did. Why I had to throw you out.
Throwing me out is not gonna help.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
If you throw a kid out on the streets, they still don't know what they did wrong. They just know that they will be cold and alone again.
At that point, you're going to see something. You're both going to see something. The tyrant's face will flicker like a hologram image in a movie between his current mortal face, a face of pure white alabaster covered in cracks, and for a moment, another face that neither of you recognize. And he's going to be clutching his head like he has a severe migraine.
Backing away until the rope is kind of tight.
It doesn't work anymore. It slides off you.
Cool. Backing away further.
He starts twitching. And you can hear him muttering something over and over and over again. Would either of you like to make perception alertness checks to hear what it is?
Yes.
Sure.
What's the diff standard?
Diff 8.
No successes.
Damn.
One
success. You can hear him saying the words, not again, not again, not again, not again, not again, not again. And you begin to see his wings fading into appearance, like slowly appearing behind his shoulders. It's almost as if he's losing control of his mortal form.
Lil will take in like a position that looks like she is probably expecting an attack, but she's taking some sort of a defensive position.
Chris, what's Brian doing?
Brian.
Yes.
Sorry, I actually have a migraine myself.
Might I recommend turning off your lights, Obin?
Yeah, well, but since Brian had just came into the room, he's probably not super close, and he couldn't back up even if he wanted to.
Right. I also give me a sec, and I'll need you to make me a dice roll in a moment. If you wouldn't mind, Chris.
Okay.
Give me a second to just get the thingamabob up.
Yeah.
Migraines suck, folks, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
If you can make me a dice roll of 5 dice, please.
Okay. And do. 9, 10, 10, 2, 9. Or, not 9, 10. 3 tens,
Okay.
a 9, and a 2.
Right, so that was a success. Okay. All right. In that case, yep. As you watch, you actually see weeping tears of a black substance like oil leaking from both of the tyrant's eyes. And you can actually hear him begin to sob.
You okay?
After a few moments, he looks up at you and he reaches out to you with one of his hands, which is covered in the black tears.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you clasp his hand?
Yeah. Because it looks like he needs emotional support.
Yep. The moment that happens, you find yourself filled with an immense sense of loss. Not the sort of loss that you would have felt as a demon, but more sort of losing a loved one style loss and a sense of deep personal betrayal. And then you get a mental image of a young boy standing in streets you don't recognize, but which you know aren't Dublin, as he walks around in snow before you hear a man with an American accent telling him to get in the fucking car or he'll get the fucking beating of a lifetime. And then the vision ends.
Brian will put his other hand on the tyrant's shoulder, doing it for emotional support.
He'll slowly bring himself up to his feet. He is slightly taller now. Now the echoes of his apoc form are starting to slip through, and his wings are now like surrounding both of you. And when he looks at Leo, you see like his irises are now a bright gold, like those of an eagle.
Yeah, Lil can't really do anything emotional. That's not her forte. So, she's just staying silent and as far away as possible. Lil doesn't do social.
You're right, Leo. And the voice, you notice, will have changed. It's not the faint Dublin accent you've been hearing before. I haven't been doing the accent, but he does have a Dublin accent. Now it sounds much more hollow, like it's spoken from atop some distant peak. Almost like an echoey quality. I should have trusted more and remembered more. Been wiser than I was. I am sorry for that. I forget sometimes how young some of you are. How distant old memories can be.
just very defiant glares back at him. Although she can't really look him in the eyes, like she keeps looking away and then back and away and then back.
For what it's worth, I should have trusted you more and understood much more than I did. The mistake was mine. If you like, you can return home now, and I will deal with the issue at hand. You need take no further steps in this.
At home, you blew it up.
That wasn't my doing. I sent my men to make sure that Karul was okay. Apparently he was. That, I'm afraid, was the doing of the creature you offended.
I didn't offend anyone. Right. Like, Leo believes this. Her player does not.
When you didn't bend the knee in supplication to the earthbound, it took offense. You walked away without it gaining command over you. It took what it saw as just revenge.
Blew up my home. If you want to, you guys can make an empathy check on that.
Yes, I think so.
Thinking whether I will roll subterfuge about this. Yeah, well.
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah, let me just roll my straight perception because I don't have empathy. Are you kidding me? You respond with emotional situations with like a shoulder bump and alcohol.
I agree. Yeah, I fail, by the way.
8-6. Yeah.
Let's see whether or not the tyrant genuinely fucks this up.
I mean, if you fail, you get nothing.
Yep, passes. But
I don't see your rolls.
It's in the ST rolls.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3,
like,
4 successes.
Okay. What is, oh, sorry. Fucking hell, sorry. For Brian, there's a certain anger. Even though, like, you've seen Lil. When Lil's upset and angry, you usually immediately hear it.
Normally punctuated by a gunshot.
Yeah, or a lot of
moving
cursing, screaming, and shouting. This is said more quiet, more calm. You could hear an almost deeper anger lying behind that calm. And for the 4 successes, that anger and that sense of loss. This was like this home, this place was almost a sanctuary for her. So this goes very deep.
Yep. Like I said, if you don't want any further part in this, you don't have to.
Okay. I'm going to don't care how. I don't care when. And I really don't care with whom. She will suffer what she's done to me. What she's done to my brother. What she's done to everybody here so far. Even those two stupids, Canes, bastards, things, whatever.
Very well.
Get away with this.
In that case, I think you deserve something. Both of you. And he begins unbuttoning his shirt.
I'm not into that kind of stuff. You need my brother for that.
Hold on. And he opens it to show his chest over his heart. And there is quite clearly what looks to be a brand. Like someone's gotten a hot branding iron and burned it into his chest. Make me an intelligence check. And if you have any mage lore, please add that.
Botch.
Okay. Saskia?
Yes.
Do you get any successes?
I had a one success.
Okay. With one success, it looks something like a weird amalgamation of holy symbols, like Christianity, Islam, Judaism. You see Hindu symbols in there, evidence of the Sikh symbols. Like they're all just layered one top of the other. I'll just wait till our friend gets back before I explain to him what his botch makes him think. Yeah, this is going to be so fun.
I've got you to where I can hear you anywhere in the house.
Oh, okay. In that case, with a botch, when Brian sees that symbol, he is suddenly convinced that that symbol represents every inverted religious symbol, every demonic symbol, every infernal symbol. It makes him think of the foul glyphs he saw on the whip used by the werewolf. His demonic senses tell him it's linked to balefire and everything else. It is the closest thing to an outsider's brand he thinks he has ever encountered.
It's kind of like, what the fuck? Why is that?
Go on.
Like, what the fuck? Why is it on your chest?
He taps it and says, a group of magi, mortal wizards, who call themselves Celestial Chorus, decided to put this on me. They think I'm apparently a prime example of what an angel should appear to be. As a consequence, I'm stuck. I can't be sent back to the pit. Ever. But it also means that means I feel it. I can feel the pit, the pain of our brothers and sisters. I can feel it in my heart, in my chest, every moment. It's disgusting. If you want to know why I'm trying to build something better here, this is why. Because I have to save them from that. I have to. Can I count on either of you to help with me in that endeavor?
I've already sworn my claws to you.
This isn't a matter of oaths, Ryan. Your loyalty to the court is unquestioned. This is me, not as your tyrant, but as your friend. Asking if you'll help me to save our family. And feel free to make a perception empathy test.
You mean the empathy? What's that?
Yeah.
I do have empathy. I just pretend really hard that I don't. Empathy test?
Yep.
Wow, 6'5".
6 will do. He's being genuine when he said she's asking you as a friend.
4 successes.
Okay.
And I never picked a specialty in perception, so I really should do that. But yeah.
Right. With 4 successes, you can tell that not only is he being genuine when he refers to all demons, including those in the pit, as his family, but you can tell that when he says that, when he looks at both of you, he sees you as something like somewhere between his children and his brother and sister. And at the same time, you can also see an immense amount of shame, sort of like the I haven't managed to save them yet look, as well as an echo. You get the distinct impression that he failed to save someone once before and still feels grief about that.
So you want our help in what exactly?
Partly, we need to locate sites of importance. Places where we can bring our brothers and sisters in safely. I have vessels prepared and therapy prepared. They can be helped to acclimatize.
We're not a factory. Our people aren't a product that you release. This is going to happen, and how it's going to happen is not going to be your decision. It's going to be theirs. It's going to be Lucifer's.
Except there is a distinct problem in that theory. They are escaping at their own rate, it's true. But I've been working to accelerate that process for months.
What?
I've been bringing them out faster.
Look, I don't know much about this entire pit thing, and I don't remember much of what happened, but this sounds like not a good idea. This sounds like a recipe for disaster. Now, I don't know. I need to know more before I would even think about giving my word here. And this is me being very, very honest.
Okay.
I don't know enough.
I'll give it to you in simple terms.
No, you don't.
My agents around the world, thousands of them, every day perform rituals that summon our own kind from the pit and transfer them into sealed vessels, which are shipped here to Dublin. Inside each vessel are stored memories donated by members of my organization. They're human memories, human experiences that those fallen go through over and over and over again. It helps them forget what they went through in the pit. They don't have to live inside a human host until they're ready. Then I have other people who locate the terminally ill, those in permanent vegetative states, or just the plain suicidal. And they're given a choice, if they can make a choice, to accept a demon or to not. And if they choose to, they're blended with the demon, one of our own. That in turn allows me to bring members of our own kind safely into this world. They're then placed in secure sites all over the world where they can live constructive lives, whether as bankers, as building site contractors, in a few cases as nurses in developing nations. It lets them help. And a select few choose to live here in Dublin and help as part of the overall operation. For instance, I have an agent currently in London, but he's one of the best experts in Law of the Forge I know of, even if he isn't a member of the malefactors. Not that any malefactor I know would ever admit it.
Look, this all sounds extremely ideal. This was not what I was talking about when I wanted to know more. I need to know more about what we are, who we were, who we have ever been before I could even think about something like this. Right now, this sounds like you're trying to make soup cans of us.
Okay. In that case,
Look,
what if I give you the same offer I made Karul? He found it acceptable.
what?
You do occasional errands for me and the court, and in return I give you access to the library. In that place you can learn anything you need to learn about what we are, what we were, what we could be again.
Sure.
Very well. Catch. And he throws something to you.
Her first actual response is not to catch, but to dodge away. So she does. She's like, huh?
Okay. In that case, a set of 2 small keys that look like ones for a normal front door will clatter to the floor in a key ring. And on the keyring is a small, fluffy rhinoceros. A small, fluffy, pink rhinoceros.
Terrible. She'll look at the keys that she deftly avoided.
The little rhinoceros has NYC sewn into it. clearly a little like gift shop trinket.
She'll take the keys. What's that?
One is a key that will open the portal at the main gate, take you straight into the main hall. The other is the library key. And you'll notice that on one of the keys has written on it in black marker, FG. The other one has an L.
She'll You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna subterfuge again. You can make me an empathy roll if you want to.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing something else first, but no, if you wouldn't do that. Oh, this is better. 2 successes.
He got 3 successes.
2 successes, both 10s.
Defender
And
wins.
he got 3.
Okay. When Lil's eyes drop on, actually, it takes her a while to, as she's studying the labels. And at some point, the library key will get which you can almost think is a disgusted look or an exasperated look. Something in between that.
Disgusted or exasperated?
Yeah, it's sort of a mixture between those two.
She must really hate books. With that, the time turns to Brian. Is there anything you're going to need before we move on to the next step in the operation?
Well, after having seen what's some of the things out there, I assume that there is equipment that could help handle the things that go bump, like that werewolf, or
we do have an armory on site.
That would be useful to have access to, because there are some things that fur and claws alone don't seem to be able to handle.
Okay then. In that case, if you'll follow me, I'll take you through to the armory and we'll see if we can start planning for the next operation. Also, if you can recruit any others from our own kind who wish to participate in the general smashing of an Earthbound, then let me know. Oh, and one important thing for both of you. If either of you encounter those children of Cain, and you can hear a slight sneer in his voice as he says it, who made the deal with the Earthbound, bring them here if you can. It's only fair they get one warning.
I mean, I think they kind of had their warning from their side.
Possibly.
But, I mean, all is fair. You can't really blame them. How are they going to fight in Earthbound? And I can understand that they do not want to be like, torn in shreds.
Believe it or not, my dear Lil, with the weapons in our armory, even they could put up a reasonable fight.
I mean, the individual did put up a heck of a fight against that werewolf. He did kill it.
Yeah, and then he wanted to... Never mind. look, I got a phone number of one of these guys, and he did ask me to call him soon, but I've been, as she kind of looks at the rope that's now sort of lying on the ground, caught up in things.
You actually see the tyrant smirk at that. He finds it slightly funny.
I can call him.
We finally got an Evan response.
Let them know.
Let him know that he has like 3 missed calls from Lil or something.
Yeah. I did. I let him know that he had missed calls from Lil.
Speak of the bloody devil. What's the devil?
Just so you know, Evan, we are in the midst of a live scene.
I was summoned, so I was like,
Yes. Let them know that they have been dabbling in problems and should be speaking with us as soon as possible. I'll let you be the go-between, I think.
oh, my knuckle.
Is that meant to be an unseen knock, Evan?
Yes, it's a knock at the door.
In that case, for the two of you, a doorway, a freestanding door, will just appear out of nowhere. You'll hear a pop as it just appears.
Gunter will sidle into the room. He'll bow very deeply to the tyrant. He'll hold
Evan,
for
just as a descriptive point,
Mhm.
the room you're in looks like an enormous warehouse that's been filled with filing cabinets.
Isn't some of the tyrant's APOC form bleeding through?
It is no longer bleeding through.
Okay, that's good.
He will bow very politely to the tyrant. He will straighten himself up. He'll kind of dust his coat off. He'll look around and he'll say, "Oh, I see. So this is where we keep the debtors' letters. Good to know."
Ah,
Oh, Lil is already sporting 3 bashing to her face.
yep.
And Brian too.
Yep.
Did somebody actually heal Carnage up to full health? Because he was dying.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tyrant did.
Right. My lord, Gunther will say with a bow, Madam Leal summoned me, so I said that I had better hop, skip, and a jump.
Right. Were you aware of the Earthbound situation?
Insofar as I know that it exists, and insofar as people are playing with it who have no business playing with it.
And you didn't see fit to tell me why?
I had assumed you knew.
I did. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have tried to tell me.
In my defense, he'll say, as he kind of leans against the filing cabinet. He'll say, how would I best phrase this? I don't like to bring up those things in conversation because when you talk about them, it tends to lend them credence. If you'd wanted to discuss
place.
Well, if you'd wanted to discuss the matter with me, we're now having the conversation.
Gunter, as tyrant of this city, I have an obligation to keep it safe. I find it harder to do that when my people aren't telling me things. Even if they assume I already know, they should at least double check that I do.
As you say, I will acquiesce on this point. He'll nod his head, like solemnly, as in, yes, I should have probably mentioned. He then kind of quirks an eyebrow and he says, did these two end up getting on the wrong side of a filing cabinet when the door was opening at high speed?
No. He brought her, she hit him, then she tried to hit me, and I deflected it back at her.
Now. What's all this hitting people for?
I believe she's become rather attached to an air fist.
But what he kind of gives Dill the look of you know a teacher when they look at a naughty child.
that little small smile that I told you so smile that was on her face is just starting to sour away again. I don't like it when people are trying to get me somewhere without explanations. And I have a right to walk away from that or to say no. And if I'm then being brought against my will, I fucking hell defend myself.
Yes, however, it's perfectly fine for me to show up in the nick of time in order to make sure that you're not made into ground chutney and save you.
Well, I've not summoned you. I've not forced you. I asked you.
Question, is Carnage face palming in character?
Probably.
What has your hand done to you that's caused such offense? Take it down. Good boy. Come on. No. I'm more concerned, Tyrant, with the fact that apparently the Scions of Cain have decided to poke their nose in where they very much don't belong.
Yes. That I wasn't aware of until a few hours ago.
Neither was I. I was preparing to write a report, but they appeared to have beaten me to it.
I've decided to allow them to have one warning on the matter. I think I can trust Lil here to inform them of the danger of dealing with such creatures. If they refuse to listen, then it may be necessary to open the armory for corpse stomping.
One of them did say, he kind of snaps his fingers as if he's trying to remember something. One of them did say that he was trying to get out from under a deal or something. Perhaps Dill can expound on.
Turns to face Lil.
So, and Lil will explain the entire thing of what happened at the factory facility. She has eidetic memory, so she will explain every word that was said to the letter.
Fascinating.
I mean, I can give this speech if you want to. I've not got it prepared, so it won't be eidetic, but
no, it's okay. It's
presume
okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So, at least one of them understands what he's got himself into.
At least partially. I don't think that they understand the enormity of the situation, but they can sense something bad.
And as I understand it, even their own kind have rules against dealing with, and he does it in air quotes, demonic powers.
He kind of gives a shrug. Like, yeah.
So it's highly likely that even their own laws forbid them from making deals with Earthbound.
It's entirely probable he made the deal under the context of ignorance, and apparently somebody had their leg eaten. I was told a leg was eaten.
Yes. Lil would have mentioned that, of course. She would not have mentioned, by the way, the fact that the first thing that happened there was a finger got pulled through her cheek. Like, she would have left that part out.
This raises a problem, though. Earthbound do not operate so openly. And by the sound of it, it was using a servitor or a proxy of some sort. We need to find its phylactery. And quickly.
On a side note, he kind of turns to look at Brian. He then turns to look at Lily. He goes, "She did all of that to you by punching you in the face."
It's only 2 bashing on him.
I know, but like he's still surprised she could do 2 bashing to his face. Like, huh. Okay, that's going to be today.
Yes, with a fist of air.
There.
I was a bit busy restraining her to, well, duck out of the way.
I accept this logic.
Perhaps
But
I'm
no,
just extremely good.
if the Earthbound is moving openly, that means that it is moving towards a purpose. It's not just scampering around for the hell of it.
No. But why? Why would it be moving openly? The city's only recently become safe to access. It would be incompetent to the point of unbelievability.
Unless there's something here that predates the ability for it to be banished. Something old, something buried. They tend to like old things that remind them of the good old days.
Wait a moment. And he runs to one of the filing cabinets and pulls it open. And in a very Bruce Almighty fashion, it opens and then just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. And then he stops it, pulls out a file, throws it back. And he starts flicking through the file. Stops and holds out the file open at a certain page to Brian. I think all three of you should have a look at that.
Oh boy. I will need to make a roll.
Which, I guess, since he's holding it out for Brian, I guess Brian will grab it so that way it's held in a place so it won't be lost, and we'll start reading it.
Gunter, you can hear kind of a noise as he literally polishing a little monocle before he puts on a little monocle.
All right. The document will be filled, like there'll be small drawings of a larger.
I got a fail. I can't read it.
Right. Well, it can be read aloud to you.
Read aloud.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because Lil is going to pretend that she's reading it. Crying out loud. She's not going to tell you guys that she's dyslexic.
I'm sure dyslexia is a flaw in Demon. It's only a flaw in Demon. I can't remember it being anywhere else.
No, it's only a demon, and I love the flaw. It's amazing because it's so hampering in this society.
Yeah. Okay. The document, for those of you who can comprehend it, it's full of pictures showing images of a small castle-like structure. And it's full of references to the snake of the garden and the old serpent. And it refers to Silver Legion experimentation. Before finally ending with an emphasis that the location of this site is now at these coordinates. And someone has gotten an Ordnance Survey government map of those coordinates, and they correspond to the underground, basically beneath one of Dublin's major cathedrals.
So just go with St. Patrick's Cathedral because it's the one I don't use.
I rolled, by the way, 5 successes to pretend that Lil is reading this.
Oh,
like
fuck
the one subterfuge roll. I was like, okay, if I fail now, I don't mind because I will get this information as well. But fucking 5 successes.
I'm gonna try for that one. Give me a second.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna try because 2 dice.
Let's see. That cancels that.
Dang it.
Bugger. 5 successes. Defender wins. Bitch.
hearing myself and Anthony just throwing the Herculean dice pools of fuck you. It's like, no, go fuck yourself today, Evan. Go fuck yourself today.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm so sad in a way because, on the one hand, it's amazing that I out-subterfuge you guys. But now I don't have this information. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the plot's for.
You managed to accidentally fuck yourself.
Yep.
Yep.
And the worst thing is, if the tyrant had his APOC form, it would have been easier.
Same. If he was in his APOC form, would have been -2 div.
Yep. All right. The tyrant is going to look at all three of you. Say, well, now you understand where we have to go to start the search.
Absolutely.
Fuck you, Saskia.
That's a manip sub roll. Roll it right now.
I demand the manipulation subterfuge roll.
I mean, I just sorry, I'll roll again.
You were able to fake reading it, but now you just said, absolutely, I know where to go. That's a lie. I demand you roll.
Has Saskia's dice roll returned to form? Yes, it has.
Two successes. Evan, look at the dice I just rolled.
Wait a sec. I can roll my name. Fucking ones. I still beat it, but fucking ones.
Yeah, but only barely. I accept this defeat.
Saskia?
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, Anthony has 10 successes to see you. I'll tell you that right now. If his specialty applies, if not, it's slightly less.
Yeah,
Okay,
it does.
So, what you'll see is that Lil looks very confident, like she's absolutely certain that they know where to go now. But as she is saying this and as she's standing like that, you can tell that her gaze keeps going over the paper, trying to grab these words, trying to understand these letters, what it says, what it does. It's like, and you fucking with that many successes, you can just tell that, like, can this bitch even read?
With a slow, deep breath, he takes the document from Brian and begins to read this aloud. Not even looking at Leo. He just takes it, starts reading it aloud.
She'll get slightly red in the face, but she won't say a word.
He's making a point of not looking at you. So it's
Gunther will reach into his pocket, for the record, or reach into the fold of his coat. He will withdraw something from the fold of his coat, and he kind of pushes it to Lil, like, here, take the thing.
What is it, plaster against a salve against burns?
It is literally.
Tell me it's a leaflet for the Dyspraxia Society.
No, it's literally my first picture book. It's a child's book.
Oh god!
Right, Lore of Wind.
Excellent. And thus I have to look up a roll for Lore of Celestial.
There's a strong wind in your belly, but she fails.
Lore of Celestials is how the tyrant messed with it.
It works.
But so yes.
But, yeah.
Although I should point out, Evan, does Gunter know her celestial name? The tyrant.
Yes, he does. He does. Yeah.
I'm curious as to how the hell Gunter found out.
Let us say I'm running her personal plot, and it's funny.
Oh god!
It's
the tyrant.
I made in New York City.
But Lil's face gets even redder with the picture book, and she's just gonna kind of punch it into Gunther's stomach, like not hard or anything, but just enough to have that impact. I can fucking read.
We're sure you can, Lil. Please stop trying to hurt your fellow member.
She gets even redder as she mumbles, "I'm dyslexic."
You could have told us that sooner. I could have had a pair of glasses made for you that would have read to you.
Yeah, whatever. Just get it, okay?
Rightio. He'll give us each of you like a piece of paper with the address written on it, and in Leel's case, when he gives it to her, he does say it aloud, just in case.
She'll eidetic it to memory.
Mm-hmm. I believe that will be the location where the investigation should begin. I'll get everything set as much as I can here. And if something should go wrong, no. Yes, I think I will. And he walks over and opens another filing cabinet. This time it turns out to be a door rather than an actual drawer. It's basically a disguised ordinary cabinet. And he takes from inside of it 3 little glass tubes with a small bit of bamboo inside each. He passes one to each of you. If something goes wrong, break these. I'll know you're in danger. But don't do it frivolously. They can only be used once.
Ryan will nod and probably put it in. Well, he'd put it in one of his pockets for now.
Lil put it in her phone pocket, not in her gun pocket, and is absolutely not gonna use it herself, but is gonna give it to Karul.
Wait, is it small enough to fit inside a cigarette pack?
Yes.
He'd put it in his pack.
The tube itself is about half the length of a cigarette, and then it has a cord on it that, if you were to like wrap it up tightly, could be compressed to about the size of a quarter of a cigarette. So yes.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd put it in his pack of cigarettes. Best place for it, because you always know where it is.
And this is when he loses his cigarettes. What about Gunther, Evan? Where does he put his "get me the fuck out of here" beacon? Evan,
you're muted. Oh no, he died.
Did he?
Maybe, I don't know. He just hasn't responded.
I mean, he is muted. Okay, we'll assume Gunther shoved it up his own arse for the sake of expediency. With that, the tyrant will close the little cabinet, lock it. And I think you each know where to go from here. If something goes wrong, let me know. And if all goes to plan, we should be able to hit this thing where it hurts.
Though I do believe before Gunter arrived, we were on the way to the Ormory.
That's a good point.
Because inevitably something will go wrong, but it's a matter of degree.
Something already kind of went wrong.
Aren't you both wonderful pessimists?
You have a great talk. I don't have a home anymore.
That's true.
And getting attacked by a werewolf hurt.
Also
That's
true.
still a little fresh on my mind and gut.
Being wanted by the police is also not a joke, which is also something that great Earthbound that you're trying to save has pulled upon me. So yeah, no, I'm not really that happy-go-lucky camper. Yay, person. I would have gone to cheerleading camp if I wanted that.
Instead, you went to demon school. Well, let's head to the armory. See what I can give you guys. And with that, he'll lead you to another filing cabinet. When he'll push the keyhole as if it were a button, it will click. And then the entire thing will rise up to reveal a small lift, which he will crouch down inside.
Is the lift big enough for more than one person at a time?
Yeah. It's enough for 5 people standing or crouching side by side.
Yeah, so I guess Brian will climb in and crouch down. Where he probably has one of the most natural crouch stances. By natural, I mean, oh look, you asked a boxer to crouch.
Yep. Leo?
Yeah, she'll duck into a corner.
Okay. I'm going to assume, for the sake of argument, that Gunther has also done so. He'll push a button inside the lift, and it will begin lowering down. And as the darkness overwhelms the players, we'll end that scene there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, viewers, for viewing. And thank you all.